Hello, my name is Christian, and today I'm going to talk to you about the reliability of alternative and biofuels. More precisely, that they're more reliable, if not the same as fossil fuels are. And to start off, who here has had any kind of who here has heard of fossil fuels, or not fossil fuels, but alternative and biofuels before? Just about everyone. It's not very hard to miss. Who here has implemented it somehow into their life, either whether it be a car or house or however? Yeah, not a lot. Practically no one. And I kind of thought about, why is that? Why is it so difficult for us? If not, why haven't we, why is it more common for us to use fossil fuels than alternative and biofuels, and why is it so hard for us to do that? And I interviewed a woman, Monica Jordan, a mother of 5 and a trained paralegal at Lubarsky Forward law firm, who travels very far, roughly very far, about 30 miles to her work, dropping off her kids, picking up her kids, and roughly traveling about 60 miles an entire day for 5 days. And she said, I've never really thought about it, but it's also because it's easier and less expensive to buy a car that doesn't use it. And she's talking about alternative and biofuels, that she's never really thought about it and she's never used it. And I wondered why that was. And it's actually quite interesting, because I feel like, in my experience, that it's just so easier to buy a car that uses diesel fuel, that uses fossil fuels, and it's so easy to go to a regular gas station that you can just pump up any kind of gasoline, and you never really think about it on a regular day basis. And my opponent may say that natural gas emits methane, and electric cars will add cost to fully charge the car, and disposing batteries of the electric cars will be so difficult and even hurt the environment even more, and biodiesel will drive up the prices. And even Robert Mendick, chief of reporter at Telegraph, even said that biodiesel is harmful to the environment. Now, how I feel like he might be wrong or might not be understanding is that because biofuel is actually made, if you don't know, is made by condensed vegetables, corn to be exact, and by U.S. Energy Information Administration, they even said that the U.S. only uses about 1.5 billion gallons of biodiesel, compared to the 140 billion of gallons of gasoline. That's nearly 95% more. So we're nowhere close, I feel like, to even reaching that kind of helping the environment, even with biodiesel. So there's multiple kinds of alternative fuels that we could be using. Biodiesel, electric, natural gas, propane, just to name a few of them. But Robert Mendick, as I said before, doesn't really understand, I feel like, how biodiesel really helps the environment. Because what biodiesel does is you can actually mix it into other fossil fuel or gasoline cars or diesel cars. So you can use it in any kind of car that you really have, and I feel like that would be really easy. Then we can come to natural gas, and as the U.S. Department of Energy said, that actually right now 160,000 vehicles in the U.S. and 15.2 million in the world are actually using it right now. So it sounds like a pretty big number, but compared to the other cars that actually aren't using natural gas, it's a lot more. It's actually 10 times more, as stated by the U.S. Department of Energy. And what natural gas actually has that's better than biodiesel is it actually has high mileage rate, about 5 times more than gasoline and also other fossil fuels have. It reduces emissions almost to zero, and it's actually domestically available. However, it's actually only available right now to trucks and large transportation vehicles. So it's not actually very available to the public yet, but it might be soon if it becomes more reliable. And then I come to electric cars, and said by the UCS USA, Union of Concerned Scientists of the United States, they said about 42% of households have the capability of using an electric car. So what that basically means is that your house that you have right now, if you bought an electric car, whether it be a hybrid or just a complete, full electric car, you can just plug it into your house and you're already set. There's no there's nothing that you really have to buy to really charge that car. And of course, if it's a hybrid, you can pay for gas and still put it inside of it, but if it's a full electric car, you're going to pay fully for that electricity. And that's what people are kind of scared of. Oh, I'm going to pay even more for electricity now. What actually, how much it actually costs to fully charge an electric car is $300. But you're really not going to need to charge that electric car fully every single time or every single day, because that electric car will actually have a good mileage rate of about 500 miles per fully charged. And the UCS USA also said that a widespread adoption of electric cars could actually save 1.5 million barrels of oil a day. Now, that does sound a lot, because in a year, that's 47 million barrels of oil. And to put that into dollar amount, that's $1.3 billion. So that's saving a lot of money if you just change to an electric car completely, even just a hybrid. Now, I've talked about how readily available these are. You can buy an electric car, you can buy a natural gas car, however it's going to be a truck or a very large vehicle, and you can also buy we have biodiesel very readily available. Actually, 1 in 4 gas stations actually have this readily available as a source of fuel. Now, they can be more implemented into society, but however, they already started. So if you continue this kind of cycle to start using it, it'll help the environment even more. Now, the cost will kind of drive up a little bit, but it's not very much if we're thinking about the environment, because if we really put it into perspective, I feel like I would pay a little bit more for biodiesel, or just for a little bit more for electricity to help the environment so we can live longer, I feel like. And it'll make the world better, I feel like. My name is Christian. Thank you.